Hi guys, this is Courtney from Willows Bloom, and today we are doing a pick a card reading for Angelic Uplifting Messages. And feel free to pick more than one pile if more than one resonates with you. And we're going to start off by looking at pile number 1 and all the crystals on them, and you can find the time codes for these in the description box below. So for pile number 1, we have Great Goddess, number 12, Sacred Unity. And this card has a green crystal on it. I wish I knew the name for all these crystals. It's kind of embarrassing, but I don't. The next one we have is Mama Killa, the Moon, number 32. And this one has orange calcite crystal on it. The next one we have is Bridget, Creative Spark. And this one has, I believe, amethyst crystal on it. And pile number 4 is Mama Cocha, Water, number 33, with blue calcite. All right, so pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4. Go ahead and choose yours in the description box below for some uplifting angelic messages. All right, my beautiful pile 1s, you guys chose this light green crystal here and the Sacred Unity card, Great Goddess. So definitely one of the first things coming to me with the Sacred Unity card is that you guys are receiving a lot more divine downloads or messages from your angelic guides right now. I feel like this is telling you that your guides are really here to help you right now more than ever before. And typically that happens when we're going through something, when we feel maybe a little bit lost or a little bit uncomfortable in some aspect of our life. And so I definitely feel like you guys could be maybe in a rougher patch of your life emotionally. And I think your guides are telling you that they are here to support you. And with this being a 1 and a 7, the 7 to me is one of the most spiritual divine numbers. And so I definitely feel like this is telling you that your guides, represented by number 7, are here to support you on your own unique path. And when you add these numbers together, the 1 and the 7, it's 8, which in numerology is all about manifestation and abundance and financial prosperity. It definitely does come through effort and hard work. That 8 is earned. And so I feel like you guys might be going through some transition in life or something where you maybe feel less abundant, or maybe some situation where you feel like you need some kind of reassurance that life is going to support you and that you're not out here on your own. And I think the Sacred Unity card is your guides coming in really strongly saying you are supported, you are protected, and you don't have to worry. The next card that we have is She Who Becomes, Metamorphosis, Transcend, and Journey. That's beautiful. So I feel like you guys are almost becoming more angelic. That's the feeling that I'm getting. I mean, I know these are angelic uplifting messages, but the feeling that I'm getting is that you are becoming one with this Unity card, with your angels, with your guides. And you do that by becoming much more angelic as a person. So maybe you are practicing a lot more spiritual like routines, or maybe you guys are feeling much more like compassionate and understanding and giving, just these qualities of this selfless type of love, as well as spirituality and maybe even intuitive gifts. I feel like all those things are being developed within you right now, and you guys are transcending a lot about this earthly plane. And a lot of times that becomes easier through transition. When we realize that the things that we were once attached to in this physical or material world are denser and are not necessary for our happiness. Yes, they're necessary for survival, but our soul is a lot lighter. The soul needs less, or needs different kinds of things than the earthly realm. And so through transition and letting go of things that you once held on to, you realize what you do need as a soul, and what is kind of more earthly. So I feel like you guys are doing or going through some kind of metamorphosis or transcending experience, where on the earth you're being challenged in some kind of way and you're moving through a transition, but in terms of the spiritual plane, you're actually up leveling, you're becoming lighter, you're becoming freer and more angelic in nature. So it's a really interesting kind of blend where even though life on earth seems a little bit harder, in reality, what you're going through is this beautiful up leveling as a soul. And that world is going super well for you, if that makes sense. So I feel like your guides are here and telling you for confirmation that you're doing so well, that you don't have to worry as much because your needs are going to be met at the end of the day with this unity card. You are so supported. You are so safe and protected. And whatever is happening on this journey was meant to happen. The next card I have is the Spider card. So I feel like you guys right now are weaving the web of your life and your creations. And the spider is, in many traditions, one of the animals known to be the creator of life. And so that's why I feel like you guys are transcending or moving past some kind of earthly experience and creating something brand new for yourself. And in that process, having some kind of spiritual awakening or spiritual up-leveling. And the spider card to me is saying that you guys are becoming incredible and powerful manifestors as you start to tap more into your spiritual body and your connection with the divine. You start to see how once you say something or think something, it happens, or it comes to be, like something appears in your life as some kind of sign or signal. And so I feel like you guys are starting to notice more of the interconnectedness of life with this unity card and the interconnectedness of the web. I feel like you guys are starting to see how your energy affects others and affects your environment and affects the outcomes that you experience. And just many synchronicities kind of falling into place with the spider card. What's interesting also is that spiders have 8 legs. So there is a really common theme of this number 8 coming in here for you guys, where I do think there is some kind of physical manifestation in your life that is going to come to fruition, but it needs time, and it does take a lot of things kind of falling into place. So I feel like this card is telling you to not only realize like your part in it all, that you are weaving this web of your life, but also to rest assured that abundance is coming with these 8 legs and that you have the potential to create this abundance for yourself. Okay. Next, I want to look at the astrology card. I had the tarot first, but I want to do astrology. 9th house, faith. Okay, I feel like, again, there's a strong message of having trust that what you're doing is working or is taking time to unfold, but ultimately is going to lead to the success that you're looking for. So if you are in this experience of leaving one type of job or type of thing in the material world, or even a relationship, some kind of dynamic that you wove it yourself into before, I feel like you are reweaving something, you're creating something new, something different. And so you are having to leave things behind that are older or lower vibrations, or just not really your right path anymore. You're transcending, going the spiritual journey. But I think that oftentimes it takes a leap of faith to believe that where we're going next is actually going to be fruitful for us. Also, you might not have the right next steps all planned out. This spider weaves one piece of silk at a time, but it probably doesn't know going into it what its web will look like in the end. And so there is some element of blind faith and trust that as you work towards the things that interest you, that the next steps will appear, and that you don't have to have all the answers right now, and that things will work out. So I think that this is your angels reassuring you that your faith is working, that you are divinely protected and supported, and that you are manifesting a really powerful new beginning in your life. Now let's look at the tarot cards. We have the 4 of Swords. We have the High Priestess, the Tower, and the Queen of Wands. Okay, so this definitely makes a lot of sense to me. I do feel like you guys might be in this state of transition, and I think that you are stuck in the in-between right now, especially with the Four of Swords and the High Priestess. And that's why you're accessing these really powerful spiritual dimensions and really powerful understanding of your soul, because you are in this liminal or limbo state where you have to have some degree of surrender. You have to have some degree of inaction, because if you don't know what the next step is, even though you have this powerful spider as your spirit animal saying you're creating your reality, you are manifesting things of your own accord, I don't think in terms of timing that's where you are currently at, in terms of like feeling like you are manifesting something actively right now. I think you are in a state of rest, of reflection, of internal integration and healing. And I think it's likely because of some tower moment in your life, some kind of stability being taken away, some kind of foundation that you thought was there being gone. So maybe you lost a job, or you lost a relationship, maybe you moved, or maybe it's more of the tower in reverse, where you brought about that change on your own. You realize something wasn't right for you, something wasn't in alignment. And so you start questioning it and you move away from whatever that was. So this tower moment is leaving something behind, is making a change, is disrupting the status quo, the stability, and the comfort zone of your life, and entering you into the next phase of the in-between with the High Priestess and the Four of Swords, where again, you are not taking action, but you are reflecting and trying to understand yourself, what you really need, what you really want. And it's only through this rest and reflection that you're actually able to understand what the next steps are for you and move with confidence with this Queen of Wands. You guys are a highly psychic, highly intuitive group with the High Priestess and the Queen of Wands. You guys know deep in your heart that you are connected to spirit, and that that's all you need in order to move on your path towards the next right steps for you. I think there is a strong degree of trust here as well because of these cards. The High Priestess, she is so connected to her spirit guides that she doesn't have this level of anxiety and worry that typically comes with the Tower card. I think that's why the Tower card is beneath the ninth house faith card, because you guys have faith that things will work out. And if you don't, this is a recommendation from your angels, from your guides, that everything is working out, and you can have faith that this tower moment was purposeful. Because everything in the ninth house is ultimately helping us reach towards a more enlightened, spiritual, and purposeful version of ourselves. It's the house of self-growth. So this tower moment was really, I was going to say incremental. I don't think that's the word. It was very essential for this transition in your life. You had to have this shakeup that can bring about a little bit of, challenging moment in your life in order to actually fall into the right place. It's just like Pluto energy. Pluto tends to destroy things, but it's from the destruction that the soil becomes rich with all of the vitamins and minerals it needs to grow new life. And so it's really through this destruction that the next phase is born. But again, I feel like you currently are in the liminal or in-between phase, the limbo phase. And this High Priestess card is also telling me that your guides, again, are giving you a lot of information right now. So if you are creating space and allowing yourself the time to learn from these experiences, you will see that you have so many messages coming through, so many awakenings and understandings that you didn't have before. You are transcending. And with this Metamorphosis card, I think that you're transcending into a higher degree of psychic ability and intuitive ability. You guys might also be readers for yourself, readers for others. And this is going to allow you to be able to see things with your eyes and with your third eye that you weren't able to see before. And it's going to give you a greater sense of confidence and your skills in whatever you're doing, because with the third eye activated and seeing things that are not there, seeing things with your intuition, it gives you this feeling that you know how to navigate the terrain, the darkness, the unknown that the tower brings, or even the limbo state brings. So I feel like you guys are going through this experience to learn how to trust your inner guidance a lot more, to learn how to trust that you know how to make the right decisions and when to make them, to trust that you know how to lead yourself and others. And with this Queen of Wands, she's extremely confident and intuitive. So it's really helping you develop these two characteristics of yourself. I think you already are confident and intuitive, but it's taking you to a new level, to a level of a queen where you have certain responsibilities with that confidence and that intuition. Certain people looking towards you for answers. I kind of want to pull another card to see if we can get any more clarity on the Queen of Wands and what you might be stepping into in this new beginning in your life. So we have the Hanged One, surrender. So I think the Queen of Wands is also saying that you have, or you have, or you're being recommended to have by your angels, a level of trust in life that if you surrender, things can come and manifest towards you. You don't have to always be taking action. You can sit in this Four of Swords and this Hanged One position and allow things to unfold. These are states of inaction. These are states of reflection and kind of seeing things from different perspectives rather than always moving forward. And so I think that you guys are definitely going to gain confidence from this. And I think that you guys are also going to switch your perspective about something in your life related to work or career or whatever it was with this Tower card that shifted. I think that this fell away and the Four of Swords and Hanged One are coming in to help you have space and time to realize you had certain beliefs, certain thoughts, or certain patterns that were actually not authentic to you, not in alignment to you, that aren't meant to be here anymore. They're just not serving you. And so that's why this came here, to kind of shake things up a little bit, to help you see your life from a different perspective and maybe even choose a career, a relationship, a path, or something that feels like it is honoring your innate intuition and gifts. Because I see that you guys are stepping up spiritually, and I think that you need your life to reflect this. It kind of feels like a spiritual awakening. And if you guys have gone through some kind of spiritual awakening before, what happens is the old things in your life feel really purposeless or feel really shallow. So you might have always enjoyed reading magazines or going to the movies or hanging out with certain friends. And then as you go through your spiritual awakening, you just feel like those things don't have anything to really offer you anymore. It feels like a waste of time. It's not fulfilling anymore. You can see that it's holding you back and it has denser energy because you are literally lightening your energetic load and vibrating at a higher frequency and able to tap into totally different realms, psychic realms, spiritual realms. And it's like all these old things that you used to do or used to be in your life get in the way of that, and it doesn't feel good. And you start to realize that there's so much unity and connectedness with all of life. And so I think that there's a profoundness that comes through this experience that shifts your mindset and doesn't allow you to continue the same activities that you used to do. And so I kind of feel like you guys are going through either a really big spiritual awakening or a mini one, because we go through many of them in our lifetime, and it's shifting your mindset and also allowing you to connect much more deeply with your sense of self, your security within yourself, and your confidence within yourself, so that you can take action from there moving forward that feels so much better for you. So that is what I'm getting for you, Pile 1. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and let me know by commenting down below. If you're interested in purchasing an astrology or a tarot reading, you can find one from me at willowsbloom.com, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Bye. All right, my beautiful Pile 2, you guys chose the Moon card in this orange calcite. The Moon card has a number 32 on it, which added together indicates change, with the number 5 in numerology. And also with 3, there is a level of creativity and expression coming through. And 2 is indicating relationships. It reminds me of 2 of Cups, the connection. So a lot of social energy or interconnectedness coming through with this card, as well as, of course, the moon is all about our emotions, all about our intuitive side, our feminine side, our ability to receive. So some of these messages might be pertinent to the cards that we see coming up. The next card we have for you guys is She Who Is Present, Now, Awareness, and Acceptance. That's very interesting to me with the moon card. I'll tell you why in a second. She who stands, resolute, implacable, and determined. Okay, so something I'll say with this moon card is that the moon is a very transient planet. It's always moving. It moves the tides. It's the fastest planet, or luminary I should say, that we have in the zodiac. And what the moon does is it helps us ground into each moment with each passing feeling. The moon in this sign makes us feel this way. The moon making a square to Saturn makes us feel this way. And it's always moving, always changing. And the only way that we can fully understand our emotional and feminine nature is to just be totally grounded in our bodies in the present moment, and to see that reflected in our emotions and how we're feeling and what's happening in each moment, because it's fleeting, because it won't be there tomorrow. The moon will be in a completely different spot, making a completely different aspect. And so the transientness of this, which is also represented by 3 and 2, the 5, the changes happening in our life, means that we need to be very present. And so I think that your angels are honoring you for your presence and your awareness of the moment, your mindfulness, and asking you to step even further into that. Because I'm getting, again, the last group was interesting. It was more about being in a limbo state. I feel like for you, there's almost a lot going on, like a lot of change, a lot of activity, and things being up in the air. There is that similarity of the unknown that happens with change. And so I think that your guides are really, and your angels are really saying that they recognize that there's a lot of change happening right now, a lot of unrest, and they're asking you to be very present, very aware, and accept each moment for what it is. Accept each change in your life as it comes, and not try to make things different, not try to be stubborn, which is interesting because this determination card is coming up as well. So I think that there is this dichotomy of not being stubborn, allowing change to happen, accepting things where they are, having awareness around the present moment and being grounded in that. But at the same time, being determined about the things that you feel are right. So even though there's lots of change, not allowing yourself to give up or to change the things that are right for you. So there needs to be some level of steadfastness even amongst the change. And we're going to see kind of what that might include. But the determination to keep going, even though things are unstable, even though things are always moving, that's one of the messages I see coming through with your guides. Keep going, keep on your path, but also allow change. Also allow your methodology or your approach to fluctuate based off of what makes the most sense, but keep your eye on the prize if it's something that feels truly in alignment with you. So that's what I'm seeing there. The next card we have is the Stingray. So you guys are also being asked, if you're not already doing this, or your guides are saying good job if you are doing this, to really connect with your chakras. You can see this is one of the few cards where all of the chakras are represented along the spine of this animal. So doing some kind of meditation each day for each of the chakras, grounding into your root, connecting to your emotional sacral center, growing in confidence with your solar plexus, connecting with your heart chakra to make sure that in each moment you are making decisions aligned with your emotional well-being, speaking your truth with your throat chakra, and connecting to your guides with your third eye and crown chakra. So ultimately, this card is about having a backbone and a structure in your life amongst the change. So there's this flexibility, this fluidity that comes with the moon, this awareness of the now. But then there is this structure and this masculine coming through with this Valencia, determined card, this resolute card in the backbone of the stingray. So you guys are being asked to navigate the waters with a boat, to have the structure of the ship, but allow the winds and the tides to push you to make change, but never stop moving forward. Never stop going towards your goal and the destination, even though you might have to circumvent or go around obstacles and go different ways than you intended to originally. Because life is full of unexpected surprises. Life is full of the unknown. And so that is something that you guys are likely to experience. Up next, I want to talk about the astrology cards. We have Pisces, I believe. And we have Gemini, I think. Different energies. Again, really different energies here. We're representing the kind of masculine energy that comes from Gemini. The analyzing, the thinking, the studying, the data. It's a very kind of masculine, cut and dry, rational, and logical type of energy. So there's always going to be a need to navigate these changes with your masculine side, with this rational or logical side. So if you're trying something and it's not pulling through, there's blockages in the way, even if that destination feels right, the rational or logical thing to do is realize that whatever current approach you're taking isn't working, you have to try something else to go around those obstacles. So it's basically, I think, really trusting your logic, trusting your reasoning, but pairing it with this very creative, very spiritual element of the Pisces. So believing that you can trust whatever is coming your way, you can surrender to the changes that are happening, but also realizing that you're showing up in a very inspired and consistent way and rational way through the more masculine, logical side of yourself. So the Pisces is about having faith, believing, trusting, allowing things to flow, allowing things to be creative, the feminine, and then the Gemini is the rational, logical side. So you guys are asking really to hold both within yourself during these changes and fluctuations of your life right now. The next card we have is the Death card, which makes a lot of sense. The Death is literally about change and transformation, an ending of one thing and a start of another. It's not a Ten of Swords, which is just an ending. It's literally about a change, and we can see here that there is a king on the ground here, while someone else is on the horse carrying a new flag. So there is a change in rulership here. This guy killed somebody. He's taking over the position of power. So this might be the queen or a priest and the king is dead. I don't know. So there's some kind of transition of power. So you guys are moving from one large thing in your life to another. There's like a transition happening, change happening. And again, it's asking you guys to really use both the masculine and feminine to navigate this. Up next, we have the Lovers card. And then we have the Three of Cups. So some of the things that could be changing if the Death card is talking about this could be some aspect of relationships. Maybe you are entering into a new phase in a relationship. Maybe you are finding a new partner. Finding new friends. Maybe you are moving areas, and so you are connecting with different people. Let me get a clarifier on the Death card to see if anything specific comes out. Spirit, what is pile 2 having a transformation of? I kind of want another card. The Page of Swords. What else are they having a change in? Okay, lots of swords. Page of Swords, King of Swords, Nine of Wands in reverse, Ace of Swords, Four of Wands. Okay, I definitely think some of you could be moving with this Four of Wands card. I think the change obviously is going to be different for everyone, so I don't want to get so specific that it alienates some people in this group. But I'm going to list off some ideas of things that I see. But I definitely think a lot of what's happening in terms of change is around your mindset, or around your communication, or the way that you relate to people. So again, change in relationships could be possible. Change in home with this Four of Wands. And I think a lot of you guys are just having new ideas come through. So maybe, I mean, a lot of this with this, especially with the Page of Wands being the primary card to come out, this is a really strong energy of swiftness, of change, of adaptability. So I think maybe a lot of things could be changing in your life, to be honest. And it's requiring a strong degree of adaptability in each moment. And so I think, again, it's like having enough structure and determination to stick with something, but then enough fluidity to be open to new things coming in, as well as different approaches to achieve your goals. So this Page of Swords is saying that you guys, your spirit guides are asking you, or your angels are asking you to be very adaptable to whatever is coming through. And that is what you are going to see essentially with this uplifting message. I don't know how uplifting this is. It's basically, I'm trying to say that, let me try to frame this in a way that sounds really positive. It's basically, you guys are extremely adaptable, and whatever change is coming your way, you can handle it because you have what it takes. You're very smart with the King of Swords. You're very discerning. You have the Gemini card. Some of you guys might have strong air and water in your charts based off of this. So maybe some of you are Geminis like me. But definitely I see that you guys are very smart. You're very witty. You're very good at communicating. And so you're able to navigate whatever this is with ease. With the Nine of Wands in reverse, the Nine of Wands upright is about having resilience and keeping going. But I think that you guys are, since this is an uplifting message, it's not saying that you're giving up. I mean, maybe it is you're giving up, but you're giving up on the things that aren't working and allowing yourself to step into new methods or new approaches that actually do work for you. So it's less about being determined with only one way of doing things, and more about being determined with the end goal, but being super adaptable in the approach. So maybe there is an end goal that you're kind of shifting a little bit with the Nine of Wands, or maybe there's your approach that you're shifting and you're giving up on because you're realizing you're beating a dead horse. You know, there's like literally no point in something that you're doing because it's not moving you forward. And because of that, you're having brand new ideas. So you're like, okay, that way is not working anymore. I still want to get to this destination. How can I do that? Boing, you have the Ace of Swords. So you're getting downloads from your spirit guides, from your angels, brand new ideas that will help you reach towards your goal. And with the Four of Wands, again, I feel like some of you guys could be moving homes. This might not be applicable, but this is also a card of celebration, of enjoyment, of bliss and harmony. So whatever this new idea is, it's going to be so much more emotionally fulfilling for you. It's so much more in alignment with who you are. So giving up on some strategy is actually very much in alignment with you. And I think that's how I see the Lovers card, is some kind of thing that is purpose driven, something that is a equal part match to us, whether this be a person, a job, an experience, a place of living. Whatever you guys are leaving, whatever you guys are giving up on, you're doing so that you can find this lovers, this perfect match for you. Again, I don't want to specify exactly what that is, but whatever it is it's totally fulfilling with this Two of Cups, or sorry, the Lovers and the Four of Wands. Some of you guys might even move houses and find a new person that you fall in love with, and new friends. Some of you guys are just going to feel really light and celebratory with the fact that whatever you're working on or working towards, or your strategy and method of getting there, whatever it is that changes, is so much better, so much freer, so much lighter. I just saw 444 on the camera. So some of you guys with this Four of Wands might also feel like you're coming home to yourself. You might feel really secure, both financially and emotionally. Some of you guys might be having some of you guys might even be trying to have a child. If that's the case, you're going from just you and your partner to 3 in your family. That might be the case for some people here. Obviously not everyone, but if that's the case for some, I think and that's something you've been trying. Maybe certain methods you've tried didn't work before, and now there's like a new thing that you can try. You have some kind of new idea about how to work best with your bodies, maybe how to eat something differently or whatever, so that you do create some kind of family structure. But there's a strong emphasis on the family, on the home, and just having a lot more joy and celebration within the family and the home, and so, or your place of living. So the Three of Cups to me, I think, is confirmation from your guides, from your angels, that this new phase that you're entering into is going to be so much less of a struggle. It's going to feel fun, creative, easy, like the energy is flowing, like you're being supported, not only by your friends, by your community, by the people around you, but by the type of work that you're doing, by the type of things that you're investing your time or your energy into. If this is a family, this is you, or a new place of living, this is you. Just feeling like things are so harmonious within these relationships or within this new place of living. It's a time of just pure enjoyment. There's a lot of like enjoyment and bliss energy. And I think that's interesting to come with this determined card, because I think it's saying that whatever changes you're going through, even though it does take some maneuvering around, some changing of methods, you're ultimately ending up in a situation that is so fulfilling that it's worth all the little bumps in the road, all the little, worries we go through and in the path of life. And I feel like you do have a lot of air energy, so maybe you do kind of have anxiety or worry sometimes, but with the Page of Swords, at the end of the day, you're super adaptable anyway. You don't let the anxiety stop you in your tracks. You allow things to kind of flow off your back and move on to the next thing in the best manner. So this is definitely a lot of encouragement from your angels to keep going in whatever you're doing that does feel in alignment, but be willing and open to make changes to either your strategy or to some things in the end goal that don't feel in alignment, so that you can find your ultimate happiness and fulfillment. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys, pile 2. I hope that you enjoyed this. And if you are interested in an astrology or tarot reading, you can check that out in the description box below. If you want to support me in my work so that I can keep doing this, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up and a comment down below. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Bye. All right, pile number 3. Those of you who chose the amethyst and this creative spark card with the number 8 on it. This is your message. Uplifting angelic messages from the divine. So creative spark, I definitely feel like you guys could be entering this really beautiful, prosperous phase. You can see here she has, what is that? Is it like holly? I don't know what these red, anyway, she has some kind of fruit thing on her head. And I feel like that's really representing this really prosperous, abundant phase you're in, especially with this 8 here, which in numerology is all about financial abundance. And it reminds me of the Empress card, just having your needs met, having all these resources available to you, having all these ideas. So this could be internal resources. It doesn't have to be external. It could be, again, these creative ideas coming to you. Or even if some of you are looking to get pregnant, like ability to create life. There is just some kind of ability to create something out of nothing. And it's coming because you have all of the right resources, all of the right energy, momentum, everything kind of in your lane supporting you. And I think that this is your angel's message, that this is a really beautiful time in your life right now, a good chapter for creating exactly what you want. The next card I have is She Who Hopes. Love, hope, and relationships. So you guys might be feeling this abundance in the area of love and relationships. You might find that your friends are more supportive, that your romantic partner is like your relationship with them is thriving, or if you don't have a partner, that you meet a lot of potential people that you enjoy or that you're dating. The creative spark reminds me of the 5th house of dating as well. So you might find that you just connect with a lot more people, and it's instilling this sense of hope that you're going to find the right person if they're not there yet. So a lot of love, connection, support, really beautiful right now. And then I have She Who Nurtures, empathy, gentleness, and insight. And this definitely reminds me a lot of, again, the Empress energy. You guys, I feel like, embody in this chapter of your life the Empress. Not only are you abundant and prosperous in many ways, both creatively and physically, but you also are entering into a new stage where you might be much more gentle with yourself, a lot more understanding, compassionate, not only with yourself, but others, and others are reflecting that back to you. So if you have been showing people in your life a lot of love and understanding, then people are showing that back to you. And if you have a lot of insight to offer others and about yourself, people are offering that back to you. And it's opening up with this purple on her third eye here. It's opening up your intuitive awareness about yourself as well. And I think that's probably where some of this insight is coming from. The Empress is extremely in tune with nature, with the spirit world. And so I feel like that's also part of the reason why you guys are so creative, so abundant, so prosperous right now, is because spirit is speaking through you, shining its light through you and connected to you. And it's because of that connection with spirit, you're able to receive these really beautiful messages about what to do next and how you're being supported. The next card I have is the Octopus. So the Octopus usually gives me this energy of being a little bit chaotic because it has so many limbs. It's doing so many things in its life. Kind of this like multitasker who doesn't really know when to quit or when to say no. But that's not really the energy I'm getting here. I actually feel like you guys are so fruitful that you're able to have your hands in a lot of different pots. You're able to create a lot of different things right now. Maybe you're making tons of new content if you're a content creator, or you're writing a lot, or maybe you're creating so many things in different areas of your life. And I think all of it is prosperous. Like it's, I mean, I'll have to see the rest of the cards, but it seems like this could be a time in your life when everything seems to be going pretty well at once, which is very rare. So if that is the case, definitely take the time to start a gratitude journal to appreciate that, because there's usually like one or two areas of our life that are going a bit haywire where the rest are going well. The feeling that I'm getting is that everything is going pretty well for you. Maybe there's a little bit of chaos in terms that there's a lot of things going on, but they feel like all good things. They feel like all, again, prosperous things, helpful things, exciting things. So not this kind of energy of diffusing your energy everywhere in a way that's depleting you, in a way that is so chaotic that you're kind of losing yourself in it. It doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like this really regenerative energy. Like you have the ability to constantly create, constantly do something, and it just regenerates the next day, just regenerates as you sleep. And it's this endless well of energy, of ideas, of insight, of connection, and it's not just running out anytime soon. And that's kind of what I think of when I think of the octopus legs. Like, I'm not sure if this is the case for them or not, but I know it is or I believe it is for lizards. Like if you cut off their tail, it regrows. And that's the kind of energy I was getting from these legs. Like you can regenerate your limbs if something gets cut off, if some idea isn't working anymore, if some path or some concept or some creative venture that you're on isn't really doing it for you anymore. You cut it off, you grow something else, a brand new idea pops into its place, a brand new strategy comes through, and it feels just as native to you as the other thing was when it felt good at the time. So I definitely feel like you guys with this colors and emphasis on the brain right here, I think that you guys are extremely intelligent and you're probably receiving a lot of these like genius downloads. So this might be this really critical point in your life where you have some strong Uranus energy or Uranus transits where you're getting these like divine flashes of insight. Or maybe you have strong Mercury energy or Mercury transits right now or even Jupiter, where you're getting this kind of wisdom, awareness, ideas all coming through to create more, to write more, to do more. Definitely a lot of, again, creation. So that makes me think of Venus, like artistic creation, or Mercury, like mind creation, art creation with our words, creation with our thoughts. The next cards we have, the astrology cards, are Uranus, Genius. So that's exactly what I was thinking of here with this creative spark and the octopus. Uranus, Genius, and fifth house, creativity. So definitely makes sense. So both of these cards were things that I just mentioned. And again, I feel like it's kind of what I was saying before. You're getting these divine downloads about what to make next. And this could also be in your relationship with your children. So maybe this is something that your children are experiencing, or your relationship with your children is improving with these cards. That's just like a second message. But generally, I think that you guys are making something, and it's just so abundant. It's like there's just so much that you almost don't even know what to do with it. Uranus energy is a lot about like quick and sudden change. So again, like cutting off your arm, cutting off this like one idea and moving on to the next, or finishing one thing and moving on to the next, like a lot of kind of erratic change in your life. And that's kind of similar to the last people, except yours is much more positive or much more lighter in feeling that the change is exciting, the change is stimulating, the change is something that you want. And you're full of all these brand new ideas that don't exist. That's what Uranus does. Uranus creates things that have never existed before, especially with the fifth house creativity, which is all about authentic expression of your own unique identity. I feel like you guys are making something that is unique to you, that benefits you, that suits you and your personality. And it just seems really, really exciting right now. I think it's also going to bring you a lot of pleasure and joy, because the fifth house is the house of joy. And so as you express yourself, I think you're going to feel totally in your element, in flow, and like life is just filling you up with more energy. I think that's why you're not getting depleted at all, is because the things that you're doing are expressions of your energy. And so it's almost like a battery that fuels itself, that creates more and more energy by doing the things that you're doing, instead of just taking energy away from you. Up next, we have the Knight of Wands. Super creative, by the way, very fast moving, very similar to this type of energy. Change, fast moving, blah, blah, blah. Four of Cups. Page of Swords. And the Six of Swords in reverse. I kind of want to pull a clarifier for the Six of Swords in reverse before we get into this. So what's up with the Six of Swords in reverse, Spirit, for my beautiful pile threes? Oh my God, Six of Swords upright. What? That is weird. Let me get one more card. So maybe you guys have the King of Wands and the Two of Cups. Okay, since this came out upright, I think that this is clarifying that this card should be upright. And based off of the previous messages in this deck, I do think that it's talking about a lot of transition and change. So I actually think it definitely should be upright, because that makes the most sense. So we're going to move this into an upright position. And then we're going to have the King of Wands and the Two of Cups as a clarifier. Okay, so let's start off with the Knight of Wands. As we've already kind of mentioned, this energy is, well, cultivates a lot of energy. That's the feeling I'm getting. You guys have, again, this endless amounts of energy. I think that you are moving from the heart center. You are moving from passion, and your angels are saying this is a time in your life when you're on fire. This is a time in your life where you are on an upward cycle, where things are extremely busy, extremely fruitful, and very passionate. And I think it's just reiterating everything I just said with this card here. Then we have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is about turning away certain opportunities. So I do think that you guys, that kind of message I was saying before, with there are certain things that you might cut off that don't feel like they are exciting anymore, but then new things will immediately come into their place, especially because the Four of Cups is followed by the Page of Swords, and especially because you have the Six of Swords as a transition card. So definitely you guys are going through lots of transitions right now, moving out of one stage into another stage, moving from one thing to another thing. But it's like, I don't feel like you are, it's weird because all of these piles have been about some kind of change. But it's interesting because I feel like you guys are immediately having something take its place. Not like a full-fledged thing, but an idea, an opportunity, something to act on. So the Four of Cups is you being like, no, universe, that thing isn't working for me anymore. That idea isn't fun anymore. That friendship or connection isn't really doing it for me anymore. I'm really not getting a super emotional feeling. I'm getting a really inspired feeling. Like, I'm not inspired by this person or this thing anymore. I'm not going to like have drama and cut them out or cut this thing out in a dramatic or scary type of way. It just feels like it's just falling by the wayside. You're not giving it your attention. And it's just neutrally kind of slipping away. Not a big deal at all. Like, no emotional qualms with it. And immediately following its place is you have all this new excitement and energy coming through your ideas. So you're going after something, you have a lot of adaptability, a lot of change. It's a brand new thing that you're starting right after this thing that you are ending or not putting energy into. You're putting your energy into something else that feels like it has the potential to really grow into something substantial, but also it feels like it's much more stimulating than the other thing. Like, I think that you guys right now want a lot of stimulation, a lot of like, yeah, just a lot to like, you just have so much energy. You need something that matches that can take that and create something out of it. Like this Uranus card, instead of putting so much energy into something like a cup that has no bottom. It's like, well, the energy doesn't go anywhere. The energy doesn't build into anything. The energy isn't helping you. So it's just moving from one thing to another thing. It's not beneficial. But this Page of Swords is just the beginning of a journey. It's like knowing that even though I'm just starting off on something, whatever this thing is I'm starting off on, it has a lot of potential to grow. It has somewhere to branch off to and create something bigger than what it is right now. And with the Six of Swords, definitely you guys are making lots of changes in your life. So much adaptability coming through these cards here. And with the King of Wands and the Two of Cups, I do think that some of the things that you could be transitioning into is a greater level of leadership in your life. It literally says leadership. You're going from the Knight of Wands to the King of Wands. So you guys are transitioning from this kind of experimental creative phase to eventually getting your way to mastering something. So I feel like there is a lot of like change and busyness and trying all these different things, experimenting, having lots of new ideas, lots of things that you're creating. And then I feel like at one point, this is just your journey with the Six of Swords. Like, this whole thing isn't going to be here forever. This is a chapter. This is part of your journey into ultimately getting to the King of Wands, which is mastering something, getting super clear on like the things that you want to create and bring to life, and doing that 110%. I think that's why we have the Page of Swords and then the King of Wands. It's like this new idea, trying it out, testing out, seeing what works, what doesn't, and then feeling into what is a soulmate opportunity. So this could be a relationship if it's talking about people, like dating lots of people, and then you kind of find one, you're having fun with all these people, you're deciding who you want to invest in, who you don't want to invest in, and then you find, you keep going, and then you find one that actually feels like a totally soulmate person, and then you connect with them and stay with them. Or it could be, and you feel lots of passion, you allow that to really grow into something substantial. Or it could be a new job idea or new creative project or anything in your life, a new move, something where you're trying things out, you're experimenting, you're maybe taking your camper van, going around the States, and then you're not interested in that place, let's go to the next place. And then you eventually find somewhere that you build a life and create some soulmate connections there. Or if it's like some kind of job, it's like, I'm going to try this, I'm going to create this. This is maybe you like want to write a book, or you want to, I don't know, try something out that is like really exciting to you. So you maybe start this story or start that story, or you get this job or you get that job, and it's like, oh, this is working, this isn't working. And then eventually you find the thing that sticks, and you're able to step into it and invest into it deeply. And it's going to feel very emotionally fulfilling with this Two of Cups. It's going to feel like a true partnership, that whatever you are investing in is giving back to you, is rewarding your efforts. With this King of Wands, you are seeing that you're stepping up as a leader, you're stepping up as a master, and the people around you are reflecting that power back to you. people are treating you like a king or treating you like the leader or the powerful person that you are in whatever situation this is. So if it's relationship, someone treating you right, and feeling like you are a true match made in heaven, or if it's a job or creative project, it's that thing is that people looking up to you, looking to you as a source of information, as a creative genius. And again, it's going to be like this soulmate or partnership type of match with whatever it is. It doesn't just have to be a person. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys. This is very, very powerful stuff. I hope that you enjoy this energy. This has been the most uplifting and positive out of all of them. Allow the creativity, the changes to come to you. It's all very exciting, being very adaptable. I see just lightheartedness everywhere across this reading, and I hope that you enjoy it. If you want an astrology or tarot reading, you can check that out in my description box below. And if you want to show support for me so I can continue to make these videos, then please give me a thumbs up and comment down below so that other people can see this content. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Bye. All right, and my beautiful pile number 4s, those of you who chose the Mama Kocha water with this blue calcite, I believe, stone. This message is for you from your guides. So you guys have number 33 on here. Definitely a lot of creativity coming through, a lot of self-expression. And with this adding up to number 6, a lot of love and divinity and support and help. We're going to see kind of how that plays out with the rest of the cards. The next card that you guys have is the She Who Surprises. Surprise, discovery, and revelation. I do think that when I was shuffling these cards, a lot of them were connected to the previous group. Like I would have a ton fall out, and I intuitively felt that some were for this group, pile 3, or pile 4, and then somewhere for pile 3. So I definitely think that there is a strong connection between these groups, and I wanted to tell you to listen to both of them. So She Who Surprises definitely reminds me a lot of the Uranus energy in the last group. Things that can come out of nowhere, realizations, especially about how you feel with this water card. You might realize that you feel some type of way about something that catches you by surprise. Something else that I'm thinking of with this water card is the act of purification. And so there might be something going on in your life that you want to purify or cleanse after having maybe a discovery. So maybe, or maybe those things are unrelated. I'm not really sure here, but there is something transforming in your life with these butterflies here appearing on the card. Something changing, something maybe beautifying as a result of your revelation or discovery. And I feel like water is going to help purify it, or something with purification. I'm not sure what that is exactly, but hopefully that will come up as we move on with the rest of the cards. The next card I have is the Firefly card. So definitely I feel like you guys are having some light come from within. That's what this discovery and revelation is the firefly lighting itself from within and realizing what is around it because of its own self-discovery. So you can see it's lighting up its entire environment so it can see what is ahead of itself through this darkness. So you guys might be having revelations about yourself, about your emotions, about your internal nature that is making your path clear, that is making the surroundings clear, that is somehow purifying the darkness around you, lighting it up, making it easier to navigate or understand what to do next in your life. I also think that the fireflies have this really inspiring nature. Like there's really not anything like the firefly except in the ocean. Of course, there's those little fish with the dangly thing, but the firefly is very unique, right? It's something that draws a lot of attention. And I think that you guys with this butterfly card are going through some kind of shine so bright that you guys are going to draw the attention of others. It's going to be obvious that you have some kind of pure nature. Maybe that's what this card is about. You're purifying your nature, yourself, your emotions in some type of way that is so light, that is so angelic, that is so beautiful with these butterfly cards that people are going to start gravitating towards you. So I think not only are you having revelations about yourself, but the changes that are going on internally are going to start attracting the world externally. People are going to start noticing, but I kind of have the feeling that you won't even really notice that people around you are starting to look at you more, are starting to notice you more. I feel like you're in your own world, you're in your own element. You're just doing what you do naturally. You're going through some kind of internal transformation and process naturally. And I think that the world might change around you, and you might just look up from this slumber and realize, oh, I have a lot of people interested in me in my life, or I have all these work opportunities, or I have people following me on YouTube now, or whatever it is. There's some kind of like, you'll awaken to the fact that people really see you. They really see this internal work that you've done in a lot of ways. The next card we have is Cancer, I Feel. And Pluto, transformation. Okay, this is exactly what I'm saying. You guys are going through some deep internal transformations right now. Again, I feel like you don't see it fully. Like, I think that you're so in it that you don't even know. And I feel like the outside world will reflect it back to you in time, and then you'll awaken to it at some point, maybe later on, and you'll see, wow, I've gone through such a deep transformation. And that's the reason I say that is because that's what happens with Pluto. Pluto is a planet that moves so slowly that we don't even recognize or realize how much has altered until we look back years later at some transit where Pluto was aspecting one of our planets, and we realize, wow, those 3 years of my life were some of the biggest changes of who I was internally. Because this is talking about Cancer, I feel, water. This is your moon in astrology, which is funny because I chose this pile and Pluto is on my moon right now. So I think this pile is definitely for me. But it's transforming who you are on the inside, your emotional nature, the way that you respond to things, the way that you understand yourself. And it's cleaning you up, purifying you from the inside out, because Pluto takes you to the underworld. It decays things. It brings things down to nothing so that it can be built again in this like pure, beautiful light type of way. So I'm just getting this energy of like a full cleanse with light, with water, and coming out and being reborn almost like a baby. It's like they're coming into this world with no karma, with no darkness. It's like all of those things are falling away. And it's not that you won't ever have darkness. We all have darkness. We all have shadows. But it's you going through them on such a deep level. It's you feeling them, feeling these negative emotions, going through these whatever challenges you go through in life, and being transformed by them and feeling lighter because of them. So not being brought down from them, but releasing them or allowing things to just unfold as they unfold. I don't even feel like you have to try. Again, I think this is all just kind of happening to you. And there's this really, really deep internal cleansing transformation occurring that's going to allow your light to shine in any situation, especially in the darkness, and give you so much clarity about who you are, what you want, how you feel, why you feel the way you feel. Cancer is also connected to our past, to our family. So you might be doing you might be having some revelations about how your nature is connected to those elements I just talked about, your past and your family. All right, up next we have the Five of Pentacles reversed, the Two of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, and the Magician. So I kind of feel like these messages are separate things. I'm going to put them like that. So the Five of Pentacles and Two of Pentacles, the feeling that I'm getting from this is that you guys might be experiencing a little bit more of a lack mentality right now. But the Five of Pentacles in reverse is telling me that you are coming out of this. So if you've been struggling financially, I feel like this is a story that's wrapping up, but there is something that you guys are learning how to schedule or prioritize in order to do that. So maybe it's getting up earlier. Maybe it's taking on another job. Maybe it's making more content, like I'm making more videos, or something in your life that you're adding to your life, and you're learning how to juggle those elements of your life. And it's because you learn how to juggle it, or you learn how to just handle more responsibility and more things, that you start to come out of this period of lack, where it might be perceived lack, it might not actually be lack, but there is some kind of feeling that whatever you're doing is maybe not providing you what you need back financially or emotionally. And so I think that you guys are learning how to give more, to do more, to take on more, and it's creating, again, more financial prosperity. You're finally going to feel like things loosen up, like you can relax a little bit. Even though you have more going on, it doesn't feel unsustainable. It just feels that you have more going on and that you can handle it, and that you are excited because it's ultimately contributing to greater financial success. So I think it's something that you want to do, you want to create more of, you want to be responsible for more, because you are able to, again, feel like you're getting all your needs met and to feel abundant. Just grab some water. I just saw 555 on my timer. So there might, again, be some kind of change in your responsibility, some kind of change in the way that you do things, in the way that you schedule, the way that you maneuver your day, your minutia in your life. And it's through that change that, again, you find stability that you maybe didn't feel before. The next cards I have are Three of Wands and the Magician. So this is you creating internal and external financial stability. And this is you then taking that level of stability and pushing your comfort zone and your boundaries, starting to realize that you can manifest anything you want. You have all the tools, all the resources, all of the amounts of intelligence that you need to create what you're looking for. And with the Three of Wands, it's saying that you're starting to venture into new territory to go ahead and create whatever that thing is that you're looking for. So I think that this is something brand new for you guys, definitely connected with this emotional transformation that you're undergoing. You might be awakening to gifts that are deeply buried within you. That's very Pluto, that are very connected to your ancestry, to your family, that there's somehow something that lies within that, that's from your past, that you're bringing forward or bringing to the light now with this firefly. You're having a revelation or an understanding or a breakthrough about something that lies within that you can now bring out into the world and manifest something with that. So if you have some realization that maybe you've always had this gift, or that you were always this person in your family or with your friends that people relied on for this kind of thing or this kind of support, and you're starting to understand that you can now do that out in the world. You can manifest a career or a life that allows you to utilize those innate skills, those really deeply intuitive. I mean, you're obviously a very strong feeler, very intuitive. There is something there that you can access on a deeper level in the external world. And I think that's you starting to realize that you can manifest it and actually go out and do it. With the Three of Wands, it involves some level of doing things differently, some level of risk, some level of reaching a new land, a new horizon, and leaving behind what's known. And so you guys might have to venture forth and be brave in this new opportunity. But I do think it's going to be a deep soul calling, something that you feel in your bones. It's not going to feel like a risk in the sense that it feels impulsive or it feels dangerous. It's going to feel like it's you stepping outside of your comfort zone, but also at the same time stepping even deeper into innate skills and abilities, so that it feels like, yes, maybe the strategy or some of the methods or some of the things that you do are helping you grow and are a little bit uncomfortable, but it's like at the end of the day, what you are doing, like the thing that you're moving towards, is so innately you that is comfortable, that it helps you become more of yourself. And that's what Pluto does, is it helps transform your soul, your body, your mind to become more authentically you, more aligned with who you truly are. And so, yes, some of the things along the way might feel uncomfortable, some of the methods, but the end goal, the result, the thing that you are creating is so you. And that is where you're going to find your greatest skills, your greatest level of confidence, and your greatest level of ultimate fulfillment, which will have comfort innately within it, because it's going to feel like putting on an old jacket that has been just made for you, and your body is just so innately and divinely authentic to who you are. So that is what I'm seeing for pile number 4. I love you guys so much. If this resonates, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up or comment down below. That is the best way to support me. Or you can support me by purchasing an astrology or tarot reading, which you can find in the description box below. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Bye.